The back and forth between the factions of the Labour Party seems to be far from over, following new allegations raised by the Lamidi Apapa faction of the party. In its most recent press briefing, the spokesman of the faction, Abayomi Arabambi, accused the Abure-led faction of dishing out threats, among others. Take a look.
Himself and PO snatched away $15 million of Labour Party money. And that was the reason why, up to today, PO stood by Abure. So how could you from here run to Kano, seeking an expert application to stop Mature Apapa from taking over that account that belongs to Labour Party? We just need to break the news before they will now begin to twist facts to the public that Abure has made Labour Party to lose that single governor that we have in Nigeria now. That is Alessandro of Abia, because the Federal Court in Kano has ruled that we did not comply with the electoral that said you ought to submit your membership register to INEC 30 days before primary, so that they will know it is your member that elected your representative. But these are the things we failed to do because Abure was busy collecting money, our money, to his personal account in connivance with Mr. Peter Obi. On the issue of the court tomorrow, we have received threat from the following people. Kennedy Anotu, I stated his number in that press conference, Prince Jude Ejike, Honorable Imeje Ikeshuku, and one Omaba. The threat center around them warning us not to come to court tomorrow, else we'll be killed. So we are only alerting the Inspector General of Police because we are going to attend that court. Every one of you saw what happened there yesterday. We are going to attend that court. They can carry out their plan to assassinate us.
That was Arabambi, but the Abure-led faction on its side during its briefing announced that it had regained control of the party following fresh court directive. Take a look.
The Supreme Court overturned the decision of this same Justice Mwanzu, who wrongly assumed jurisdiction in the case involving the APC in the same circumstances, in the same manner. His decision was jettisoned by the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court. You can avail yourself of that law report and see the details of it. This report, no doubt, was communicated to the judge for him to be well guided in this same matter. However, surprisingly, he went ahead and also assumed jurisdiction on this matter. However, having appealed and filed a motion of stay and all other processes, and since the lower court is now seized with jurisdiction on the matter, I and my colleagues, earlier restrained by the FCT High Court, have now assumed our constitutional duty as national officers. And from henceforth, we shall continue our good work, which we have been doing for the party and for the nation. We have maintained severally, and we wish to put on record, without sounding immodest here, that under my leadership, the party has been taken from grass to grace. He's responsible for his misfortune, and he should take responsibility for his action. And my advice to him as an elderly person is that I think that for his age, he is too old for the business that he has been given to do. So I advise him passionately as an elderly person, as I will advise my elder brother, that he should have a rethink, he should have a sober reflection, and tell his paymasters that this assignment, he is too old for this assignment.
And the Deputy National Secretary of the Labour Party, Kennedy Ahanatu, joins us in the studio to tell us why their house is not really in order. We have to also connect with spokesperson of the Apapa faction, Abayomi Arabambi, in the course of the program. Welcome to the studio, Kennedy.
Thank you very much.
Nigerians are really appalled that despite the momentous period you enjoyed ahead of the election, you are now falling apart. What is really the problem?
Well, my brother, I don't think we are falling apart. The
Okay.
party, as far as I know, is the same. As far as I know, the party is one. There is no faction in the party. What actually happened is that some few group of persons felt that they can hijack the party.
Who are this group of people?
This
Because
group were
we know
led
that Apapa was
by-
the deputy chairman, right? South at the time, yeah.
Yes.
So he's part and parcel of the party.
It's so simple and easy for people to understand. We are a family. And assuming but not conceding that there is an issue among us, what are we supposed to do as a family? We close the door and come inside and discuss.
But you rather take yourself to the cleaners.
So if we are family and we didn't do what we are supposed to do, and some persons went to the public, went to the marketplace and started showcasing themselves, we didn't join issue with them. They are the ones going everywhere trying. Leadership is not what you hijack. It comes to you.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's so simple. Apapa is parading himself as the acting national chairman. If you go to INEC today, his name is not there. The institutional partners of the party, NUC, TUC, and Nigerian Labour Congress,
Yes.
are nothing. So they say they don't know him. They are not.
But a certain court
supporting.
recognized him, Kennedy.
Which court? There is no court, sir.
Yes.
With due
the
respect,
High Court in Abuja.
There is no court that recognized Apapa. Let Apapa show the court judgment. What happened
Oh, yeah.
is that somebody, a member of the party, sometime went to court that he's the governorship candidate, that his signature was forged.
Yeah.
And the police invited the person and took report from him. Police invited Abure at the heat of our campaign.
Yes.
Remember, the Labour Party is the only political party that ran zonal campaigns. We were so busy.
All others claim that they have done separate things and all that. Yeah.
We did a lot of things in that campaign. So Julius Abure was so committed
Yeah.
in that campaign. Julius Abure wrote the police
Yeah.
a letter telling them that we are in the heat of campaign. Please permit me. The moment we are done with campaign, I will come to you. These people, because they have a plan ab initio, they never waited for the process of the campaign to even finish. So they went, I don't know how they did it, and manipulated the police system and got an interim police report, sir.
Okay.
Mark it, interim
Yeah.
police report.
Okay.
Even on the report they were given, police stated there that is just for information. Their legal team have not worked on
Studied.
it.
Yeah.
That is not for any actionable.
It shouldn't be consumed
It
by
shouldn't
any
be consumed by anyone.
portal,
That is
yeah.
just for their information,
Yes.
of the report of their own address made to the police. The moment, and then they went to court and used it, manipulated the system, and got an ex parte order. You are a very experienced man in Nigeria, sir. You know what an ex parte order means.
Yeah.
And for a very long time, the Supreme Court have stopped the issuance of the ex parte order.
It's being abused.
Because it's being abused.
Yes.
And again, Labour Party is an institution. You cannot use an ex parte order. It's like a human being. It breathes. You can't use an ex parte order on a human being.
To choke up.
You can't choke a human being. That is what ex parte order does.
And that was what they did.
And that was what they did. I'm coming. Then, when they got this order, the same people that were supposed to be members of the family now started to enforce the order by themselves.
Apapa and Co.
Apapa.
Who is
and
behind Apapa?
You know, it's everywhere because they celebrate certain individuals in the society.
Who are these
They
individuals?
celebrate
Because you are
APC.
straightforward person, Kennedy. That's why we brought
They
you.
celebrate
Yeah.
APC. They celebrate.
You think APC is behind
I
them?
think so because I am entitled to my opinion.
Yes.
But from public perception,
Yeah.
I feel that Apapa that I know Akimbade that I know, Lawan that I know, who comes to party office whenever they visit Abuja, they sleep in party office.
Because of their comradeship.
Because of their comradeship. But today,
where are they living?
They are living in one of the best apartments in Abuja. 2, they are now flying private jets. And they say nobody
is same people.
They are saying nobody is sponsoring them. Accepted. But will they be able to give us an account?
Are they signatory to the account ahead of the election? Is any of them signatory to the account of Labour Party?
No.
So where did they get the money?
I'm coming to that. Let's not deviate so that you get the background. So when Julius Abure returned after the campaign, they kept feeding the public that the police is looking for Julius Abure.
But he was campaigning in Nigeria. Did he travel outside the country?
You, sir. That's why I say you're a very experienced man. The moment Julius Abure finished his campaign, he went to police.
Okay.
Police interrogated. He's a public figure in Nigeria.
Yeah.
He's not hiding. And I know that Nigerian police that I know, in terms of professional practice, if Nigerian police wants any Nigerian citizens today,
they will get him.
They will get the person.
Yeah.
I know that. So they kept feeding the public with wrong information that the Nigerian police is looking for Abure.
He has gone into hiding.
He's gone into hiding. Abure went to police.
And he took himself there.
He took himself to police, and police took his interview. And let me tell you something that will shock you today. The final report, the forensic report is out.
What is the
And none of them indicted Abure.
On the finances and all that, all the allegations.
Finances is an allegation he had. They've not proven it. They didn't prove that so amount
that
was given.
The so-called billions.
It's something that have to be proved. That is where people and Nigerians are questioning the ex parte order, because you can't bat my head behind me. I must bring my head.
I hope Arabambi will get him so that he gives us idea, because we've been trying to have him to join us.
I don't
go on. Yeah.
You can't bat my head
in your
without
absence.
me bringing my head. I must bring my head.
Yeah.
So a criminal accusation is not such that you give an ex parte order. Because we are all Nigerian citizens and we deserve equal rights to justice and to fair hearing.
And equity.
And based on the fair hearing side of it, was Julius Abure. This thing is supposed to be, they have to put him on notice.
Yeah.
And he'll come and explain himself. And they go through the court process and provide the evidences. And if Abure is indicted, well, so be it. If it's not indicted, so be it. But they didn't do all this. So Abure went to police, met police, and again, all these things were claimed. Sorted out with the police. But then they have acquired an ex parte order.
Yeah.
And Abure, being a law-abiding citizen. Yeah. Remember that Abure also have gotten an order from a similar court
of
from Benin.
Yeah.
That no member of the National Working Committee or national officer should be suspended, even before this ex parte order came.
Yeah.
But because he's a lawyer, and he believes in the Nigeria judicial system, he decided to restrain himself, but the system was working because it's a family.
Yeah. Was that how they got possession of the party secretariat?
I'm coming to that.
Jadi.
So the moment they got that order, they got the order on 4th.
Yeah.
On 3rd, something like that, around 4th or 5th.
Within the first week.
So the next day was supposed to be public holiday. It's Good Friday. Then it will be a long holiday till even after Monday. So the next day of work will resume is on Tuesday. So number one, it gives us a window if we, as a family, we can plan ourselves, assuming we are not fighting ourselves.
Yeah.
We can plan ourselves and call an inclusive NWC meeting.
Yes.
Sir, I put it to you that these 4 individuals communicated with themselves, broke into the party office, distributed position to themselves.
Was it true that they were protected by security operatives?
Yes, I won't blame security operatives, because when they finally understood that these people are wrong people to work with, they are factional set of guys, police withdrew immediately.
But at ab initio,
they wrote police.
Because they paraded
the Nigerian police, we give security to every citizen that caused them to do that. So I won't hold them responsible for that.
It's not that they are in cohort.
Sometimes they try to show bias. Because in this case they didn't follow up, because if they had made their investigation, they would have understood that these guys wants to do something funny.
Now, why is this thing happening? Because we don't have much time to go deep into all the background.
I feel
why is this thing happening?
This thing is happening. It's so simple.
Okay.
Because Labour Party, I kept saying it. I'm the youngest among them in the party, and I've taken time to study them.
The officials, yeah.
Yes, the official among the National Working Committee members, and I've taken time to understudy them. Since 2019, I became a national officer.
Yeah.
There is none of them that I don't know their antecedent, their capacity, and whatever they have done and they are doing. So what I've been happening in Labour Party is that most of them in Labour Party stay there and wait for APC and PDP or established party to finish their primary. They see what they will collect from some of these people that didn't win primary and fuel them.
Huh?
Transactional activities. So when Julius Abure became the national chairman of the party, he made a pledge that this is the time to throw Labour Party to the world.
By purging those guys out?
And not only purging them, he didn't even purge anybody. He wanted us to move on to the next
Despite
phase.
the fact that you know their antecedents.
Move up. Come up hitherto. That was what Julius Abure did. Let's move up. Let's stop this transactional thing. So Julius Abure now said he was going to speed up the party. And he started it. And he started working. But you know that many people never believed in Labour Party.
Yeah.
Many people never gave Labour Party chances. So most of our candidates came late hour. And it affected our election anyway, because most of them came late hour. So once this thing, Julius Abure did this.
Fine. Let me just hold your breath on your behalf for a moment, because we have Arabambi on the line. Mr. Arabambi, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, good evening.
Yes, can you hear me, Mr. Arabambi?
I can hear you.
All right. Now, where are you with the latest development in the party that you've been booted out of the secretariat? Is that correct?
No, nobody booted us out of the secretariat. We still remain, the party leadership. It is not about the secretariat. We were there for a longer time until when they went to introduce the NLC. And for us, because even though they are nominal party members, we don't want to engage in hooliganism like Obi and Abure did in court yesterday, where they brought in some obedient who call themselves obedient, where they were throwing all manner of.
Please mind your language. Mind your language, Abayomi. Yeah.
No, you see, in the court, attempts were made at our life. It was life. Attempts were made. You all saw it. Visual. And we are people reported to the police, so we will not be able to respect for anybody that make attempt at our life. It was there. You saw the way they dropped down and the door was closed. We are not going to have respect for them. Anybody that make attempt at our life, I don't care where they come from. It's not under the constitution for anybody to bring it back into court. Court of law, court of appeal, for God's sake. And we were attacked. We were manhandled. Our phone was torn. And you saw all those boys there. We know them, ATK, Kennedy. Please, we all know them now.
Well, we have him in the studio, and we will allow him to actually answer this allegation that they were the ones behind what happened to Apapa and some of you in the court.
No, I don't know. You people, you are radio. The video were there. We have among all of them, the people that did it. You saw police, the way police gave us yesterday. They planned, they sent us a message, which I have read to the press today. I gave them the message from the WhatsApp, and another person called up said, we will be killed tomorrow. He called himself a member of the party from Animosho.
All right.
Hell are these people? In a country we have law. Somebody out of ignorance will post a message via WhatsApp to people like us to say tomorrow will be killed. We are coming to that court tomorrow. We
Okay.
want to see their person.
Okay, Abayomi. Okay, please, how can you respond to the latest development? A court of competent jurisdiction has affirmed the Abure faction. What is your response to that?
You see, we do respect anybody suffering by bipolar disorder. I don't really want to join you with them. I read the news. Somebody said in final appeal, something has been set aside. Tomorrow was the day we have to argue on the gender summons. Abure is not Abure read law. He didn't study law. I hope they have given you the subtitle copy. Because each time we go on air, you see us giving president subtitle copy of the judgment. If Abure can give you subtitle copy of that judgment, I will resign as a member of Labour Party. And I will give Abure 10 million naira. This is Dr. Comrade Abandi. Okay, my number is...
You are on record. You are on record, Abayomi.
No, I am giving them my number. If he can produce it, Let him give you certificate copy of the judgment that set it aside. Abure had bipolar disorder. He had, when he mood swing, you see him talking, from two percent.
Please mind your language, Abayomi. The allegations you are making, they are really heavy.
I said, how could somebody be lying against a court? These are the crimes he committed by forging government and the seal of the judge. He now decided to do a press conference to say the FCTI court has set aside that order. We have the record already. We have figured that we are going to place it before that judge tomorrow. That this guy said you have set aside that order. No, I know he will not come, and I know no lawyer was involved. They don't call the press people. And let me tell you what to try to cover.
All right.
If you must know, today in Federal Court Kano, a judgment has been entered against the party that Abure failed to submit.
And they celebrate
the membership register of the party 30 days before primary. And some people went to court, they now unify all our primaries in Kano and Abia State. You can imagine, this was a man calling himself a lawyer.
All right.
He called himself a lawyer. Now, do you know the implication of that judgment? And today also, he filed a motion as party. The man that said they are set aside.
It's all right, Mr. Abayomi. We'll come back to you.
Asking court to set aside this late judgment. And we got wind, we were in court against him today, and they said they should go and put us on notice. So it's on forum shopping.
All right.
The people that read law, you see them do for shopping. While people that study law, you see them in court.
All right. Thank you very much, Abayomi Abarambi, factional spokesperson of the Labour Party. Thank you very much. Now, Kennedy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. You have heard what he said. What will you say on some of these allegations?
I feel pained.
Okay.
I feel pain for my generation. Honestly, sir. You know why I'm feeling pain?
No.
It is my generation that is suffering this mess. It is my generation that is suffering this embarrassment. It is people in my age bracket that their future is being manipulated like this.
Sir.
You can't introduce Arabambi in my front as a factional spokesperson. It's either you are a spokesperson or you are not a spokesperson. Let's remove these creative languages that are spoiling things in Nigeria.
Well, you see,
there's nothing like faction in Labour Party.
It's not really my making. You
I
understand?
know.
Yeah, it's not really my making. But do you agree that it's not my making?
The investigative journalists must begin to change some narratives in Nigeria.
You see, we're in a
Arabambi
democracy.
Is a man.
Yes.
That never worked for Labour Party in the 2023 general election. This is Arabambi with Dapo Abiodun in Ogun State. This is Arabambi that have never become a publicity secretary of Labour Party.
But do you know that we also have a picture of Abure with Akpabio? I think it's about alignments and realignment.
The elections are over.
Of course, but
listen, excuse me. Elections are over.
But we are still in the electioneering season.
National Assembly caucus are about to be formed.
Yeah.
And we produce appreciable number of senators.
Okay.
And they felt they want to run inclusive National Assembly. And they know that Labour Party must talk to their legislators. And that is why we are different. We hold our legislators together.
Okay, now...
So they are consulting...
You think it's different from what Arabambi did?
This is different.
With,
totally different. How can you? But you know it's totally different. This was before the election. And this was not done in party office. The Apapa came to us. He came to our party office. That means he's even the one that played anti-party.
All right.
Let me.
When we have run out of time, I'll just take your final thoughts. No. Let me take your final thoughts on how to solve the problem.
For the public,
yes.
For public consumption.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's talking about organizing people that pursue them. Nigerians are not happy with the outcome of 2023 general election.
What about the death threat they
I've never done any such to anybody. And nobody have done death threat.
Are you contemplating going to court on this allegation?
If he feels that I have done that,
yes.
Let him take up the necessary channels. But me, I will ask my lawyer because this is character defamation. It's defamation.
All right.
It's character assassination.
Unfortunately.
So we'll take it up with him. Yeah. He wants to make it personal. Maybe I'll go personal with him.
Thank you very much, Kennedy Ahonot. I wish we have more time to discuss it, but we'll definitely bring you back.
I couldn't speak to some of the points.
Thank you. No problem. No problem. Definitely we'll bring you back. Yeah. Thank you very much for coming to the program.
It's okay.
Yeah.